We're talking about being a first-time dad and all the highs and lows that come with that. So I'm Elliott. I've got with me Kalai, JJ, and Sam. And so, guys, the first question I'm going to ask you is, how has being a dad changed you? Sam?
Wrinkles? No. I think, I don't know. I mean, I was ready for it. I think I got to 40 to 39 and we were like, found out we were pregnant. It was like, this is it. We're ready for it. So I think change, maybe a little bit more focused on priorities. What's real, what's not real. What do you get caught up in your working world? What do you get, what gives you as a man your sense of purpose? Is it one wholly the kind of career things or your job things or your passion things externally, and then suddenly this small person is there and you go, okay, maybe my passion has totally been turned upside down and this daughter and this son is now a big passion that I didn't think could even exist. I think that maybe is a start point. I mean, there's other stuff that small things happen, but I think that's the big thing, is suddenly whether you have a choice or not, it's there. And if you get passionate about it, I think it's easier, nicer to be a dad if you like it. If you don't like it, no, but being honest, how many dads get thrown into it, and that's the thing. They want to run away from it. They want it because it's tough, it's difficult, and that's not saying look at us, aren't we engaged dads. It's actually just being, it's not easy. If you like it, you're gonna have a better time. If you don't like it, it's going to be harder, and the kid's not going to get any better because of that. So I think there's a definite jump on the bandwagon, make it a good thing, or you're like someone coming to work and not enjoying it. It's like, well, change your job. You can't with a kid, so get on board with something and do that. So maybe that's it.
JJ, what about you?
I used to be sick at FIFA, not anymore.
Sad times, man.
Football, my touch went. In the gym, my PBs, I didn't hit a PB for a good 8 months. Like, I'm being honest with you. And then when it came to like meeting people, I got so selective well quick. You know, you had those mates, you'd be like, yeah, I'll see you. And I was like, you know, honestly, I've only got 32 minutes free this week. And I don't want to hear about how, you know, you're having problems with your girlfriend. It's really your own fault. Like, I can't do it. I started drinking more. But not like I became an alcoholic, but more like I never.
With a baby, just beer on the
No. I still don't drink by myself. But you know, like before, I'd only drink if I went out. But now a night out for me was, he's actually gone to sleep on time. Let's open that bottle and watch Netflix. This is our night out. Like, and then it got to the thing where I was like, oh babe, this is like becoming a thing. Like we're those weirdos who just sit at home drinking. Like, I swear we don't do that. So it was all like,
What way to get to sleep?
honestly, it was the main thing that changed. Honestly, was kind of like me reassessing what I like doing versus what I thought I liked doing. Right. So I thought I always wanted to play football, always go gym, bang out. Like I thought I wanted to live like a 21-year-old my whole life, and now that I have to be like super selective with my time, I've now realised that actually, you know what, I don't mind just going to the gym at lunchtimes. I don't mind just playing once a week, but only with a certain group of people that I enjoy seeing. I don't mind going out for dinners and stuff. I don't mind not talking to certain friends as much. Like, I prefer being on WhatsApp. I can't be agged with phone calls. You know, all those kind of things. And then I start appreciating things a lot more. Like, if a good album drops, I'll be like, okay, I'm looking forward to that Tuesday when I'm going to the gym. I'm going to listen to this properly. You know, if I've got a good book, I'm looking forward to my commute to work. So it's the little things. I think it just kind of, I looked internally a lot more. I had a view of myself and what I thought my hobbies were and what I thought my personality was. And he came along, and the main thing, takes up your time, right? It takes up so much of your time that I was like, actually, no, I've got to be real with myself. Like, this is what I like doing, so this is what I'm going to start doing now.
Nice, man.
Yeah. Well, yeah, aside from the bank balance, you know what? It's actually made me appreciate time more than money. Yeah, so I feel like having children now like my work situation changed drastically. You know, I scaled back tremendously. Went from like 5 days to 4 to 2.5 to 2. Almost did 1, and then just decided no, I'll just leave. And then just like then went freelance and studying and stuff. So it really helped me to appreciate time and just how I could do much more with my time. Because when you've got kids, you have to. Everything is so like, okay, there's extra bodies, right? So you've got to fit everything into that 32-minute window like you were talking about. So you're then like, okay, how am I going to make this work this week? So I became way more efficient with time, but also just less selfish, I guess. You know, I mean, not that, you know, when you don't have kids, I guess you can't call yourself selfish. You're yeah, exactly. But when they come along, you then have to really think about just dropping what you're doing sometimes and just, you know, okay, got to pay attention to this, my child's needs. So definitely less kind of in my own space, because even being married, there were times when I look back and think, actually, I probably was still a little bit selfish. Even when I had, you know, my wife, I'm still sort of thinking about what I want a lot more than I do now.
That's natural.
So yeah, exactly. So it's just that natural sort of growth, I guess.
I can relate to that. I think the number one thing, I'm sure you'll relate, is just being tired, man. Now I feel like I'm tired all the time. Like literally, so yesterday we were supposed to have a night off. Ellie was supposed to go to my mum's, but then she got a cold and she couldn't go. And I was like, you know what, I was looking forward to that night, man. I could just sleep and I could have a lie-in. And so for me, it's just appreciating like the small things, like literally having a lie-in and getting my energy back. Because I feel, a lot of the time I feel very, very tired. But I think probably definitely being patient, all those things. But I feel like I've become more, like I know how I feel more. So I was watching a film called The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind. Really good on Netflix the other day. And like literally from being, I don't know, a child to being a big man now, I hadn't cried in years. And I'm watching that film now and I'm like, rah, am I gonna get a little bit emotional? And I feel like pre-child, I never had that. Like before having a baby, I never felt emotional. Like I never cried. Even if something was emotional on TV, I would never feel like that. Whereas I think now, just having a baby, that just opens up a side that is like, oh, okay, that was locked up.
It's empathy, isn't it?
Yeah. You've got to broaden your range though, because for me it was always old men in films dying or dogs. I'd cry at that. Now I've got kids in there as well, so I've got a range of things I can cry at. Old men, Clint Eastwood doing something tragic and dying at the end of a film, I'll cry. A dog, everything with a dog in, I can't watch Marley and Me because it just kills me. But now as an element of kids, it's like things like you're watching it's a Disney movie and it's just cartoon. It's okay. Daddy, you okay? Daddy, you okay, Daddy? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm okay.
I just cried when I watched Sing.
Oh, that's a good film though.
That's a change. And I was like, he's smoking out his jail for his son.
Two things. Animated films you watch more of now. So that's it. Second thing is I'm scared of hangovers now because I know the teacher you have experience of being slightly had a night out before going into school with kids is not a thing you want to have with any vague headache or vague anything related to that. Waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning after you've just gone to bed and had a few too many rums or whatever it might be. Yeah, not good. Start thinking sort of much more strategically about what am I drinking now. It's like, oh, there's a half bottle of wine there. Just finish it off with it. You finish it off. I'm getting up in the morning.
Do you guys feel like, so since having a child as well, I've cared much more about the environment? I feel like, because before it would be like, okay, sort of what you were saying, selfish, what's best for me kind of thing. Whereas now we moved recently in October. And the night we moved, that same day, we went to the local residents association meeting, which we would never have done. So we're in this room and this is proper growing up, right? We'll change. Easily the youngest people in there, sitting at the back. I'm thinking, what are we doing here, man? We just moved, there's boxes, we haven't eaten. Well, we're at this meeting and they're talking about parking and lighting and all this stuff, and they're going to do a pick up the litter and whatnot. And we're like, yeah, we're going to pick up the litter in our local area. And it's just like those sort of things I would never have cared about before. Whereas now I'm like, do you know what? I actually want my area to be clean now. I actually want to care about the crime rates, and I want to look at the traffic restrictions and stuff like that. Like, do you feel like you that resonates with you? Do you care more about?
This is becoming my work, man. I just don't want to have this conversation. So I do every day.
I do identify, no, because I think I don't know if it's subconsciously or just there's something in our minds where we're aware that we are modelling behaviour, isn't it? And that they our kids are such sponges and they take these things on, and I guess part of that is we're trying our best to model the behaviour we want to see in our children. Like I know I found myself picking up litter like on my roads. I'm on a high road and like things just blow into my drive and stuff, or just on the pavement, but there's a bus stop not far away, and I just found myself walking by, and I'd walk by like like a chicken, a box with like some bones, and I'm like,
You become that guy.
And
innit?
then I've literally turned around and there's this old lady across the road going like,
Oh.
and I'm like, what are you doing? But it's just, you know, like my daughter, she really cares about the environment, and she's like this got this like role at school as this kind of healthy eating like role or whatever, like it's almost like a prefect type thing.
Yeah.
I think they call it a snag, but she's really conscious of like litter on the ground. So yeah, then it made me realise that, oh gosh, these are things that they perhaps care about. Maybe we cared about when we were maybe more. What I maybe cared about when I was a kid. But then as I went through life and things were put on me and pressures and responsibilities, those things just change, and I censored some of those things. But they have access to all of that, and you know, us kind of modelling those things help them to, I don't know, just maybe appreciate it.
Did you find though, when you started picking up litter,
Yeah.
and your little one, anytime you went anywhere, they copied it?
Yeah, like so my son, yeah, definitely.
But did it not become like super annoying after a while? So
Oh,
I
yeah,
was.
yeah, of course.
This is the thing. I was like, I'm
They
being.
get fixated, don't they, on things, yeah.
I thought I'm being a super dad, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, recycling,
Yeah.
picking up litter, closing gates, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't walk down the road without him closing
Yeah,
everyone's
yeah.
gate.
Like, no, son.
Or he'd be like, Papa,
Not
the
your
gate's open, or Papa, there's rubbish there, we need to pick it up. Mate, the council need to start paying me.
It's true.
But I think what it is also is that, especially now in society, we're more conscious of the planet we're going to leave behind. And I guess also, like, I know, like, my parents had me, like, in their 20s, yeah? Like, I was 30 when he was born, so I'm thinking, all right, when he's, like, 20, I'm going to be, like, 50, you know, I'm always going to be around. I want to leave the world in a place where he still has an environment where he can enjoy the things we enjoyed. With even things like, I started eating meat less. I never thought that would ever happen. And I'm not even eating meat less because, like, I'm upset for that. I'm just like, because the carbon emissions and all this stuff. Like, honestly, it's, you know, trying to recycle more. And I guess you want to give good habits. I guess that's the other thing, is that you think there's negatives maybe in ourselves and they're a blank page. We'll give them all our best bits. We try and hide our worst bits from them. That's what we do.
Yeah, I didn't quite, and maybe this is completely selfish, but I wasn't quite going with the green vibe in terms of the outside environment. Be much more aware of what your space you work in and the other people, and then also what you do and things like. All right, like you said about age things, but big thing about personally is like looking after ourselves, and you know, knowing you have no time to kind of keep the gym. My dad bod is in full mode at the moment, but also going, right, well, this is it. We're up in the amount of vegetables we eat. Just little things, tiny things like drinking water. It's like, right, crack on with that, because tiny things you do, but then they affect you. Like, you know, looking after your space, it feels nicer wandering out and about and being out and about, looking after yourself a little bit without being, you know, quinoa porridge mode, but eating broccoli and vegetables and stuff, and just looking after, getting rid of the bad habits. You know, it's like when you're working and you're in your 20s, you come home, you whack something in the microwave or in the oven and you scoff it down, and you're not really thinking beyond that, and you're going, oh, seriously, when they're 20, I'm going to be 50, what, blah, 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 plus. Okay, seriously, you still got to look after yourself, well-being the world what it is, and so I guess I'm not as selfless as you guys are, but it's still about that, how you become aware of something. The indestructible nature of yourself is no longer the thing you pride yourself on. It's something like, ooh.
They pick up from us. That's the thing.
Yeah.
They pick up from us. Like, I can't sit down and eat crisps and chocolates because then he'll want crisps and chocolates. You know, I can't sit down and just be like, I'm just going to sit down and watch TV, because then he'll want to come and watch TV. I can't watch TV till he goes to bed. So, like, it keeps me more active, but it makes me do better things. So I accidentally eat better because I want to pretend to him that that's what I do. And then I've ended up becoming that. So I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I don't know if I slightly resent that a little bit, but you know, but like, that's what it's become.
More music in the house. So we use my music. It was a lazy thing, but just having either the news on the background, something, and the TV background noise. It's like, actually, as soon as the TV's on, it's like, oh, can we watch? No, actually, so records on Spotify, whatever it might be. Lots and lots of music around the house. Not just her music, that, you know, Frozen soundtrack on loop, like word perfect, and other stuff, but just generally music around. It's like, actually, this is good for everybody, isn't it? You go through stages of that. I'm sure everybody does, and books and things like that. Anything that's not, you know, what you're modelling. Well, actually, I'm going to sit with 5 minutes with reading a book with, and it just goes. You change what your habits are, I guess, and that comes with the environmental thing. It comes with the internal thing. It comes with the individual thing. You change a little bit of to make it good, I guess. I think all of us are smiling about it, and even if it's a bit torturous, you're healthier than you might want to be. But it's about, I guess, building that kind of like positivity out of what is maybe a change, which can be strange.